Welcome to Ask Cadence, the project management podcast, everyone. My name is Pete Wright. Thank you so much for listening. I'm sitting here once more with John Patton. John, how are you today?
Pretty good, Pete. A little rainy outside. I thought spring was going to be coming a little sooner, but
no, it's tricking us.
Today it's raining.
Today it is raining.
Typical ups and downs of spring.
Absolutely. We were talking earlier, I guess 4 or 5 weeks ago, we had an episode about the Project Management Institute, that you've been a member of the Project Management Institute for 28 years this month, and about what ways you personally give back to the field. Mm-hmm. This week we thought we'd take an opportunity to talk about one of those specific bits of involvement that you take on in the form of the Project Management Institute's Education Foundation.
Yes.
What is going on with the Education Foundation these days?
Well, Pete, it's something that personally and as a company I'm very passionate about, and it's contributing to, through project management, creating a better prepared society. Recently, this year, I was elected as a member of the board of directors for the Education Foundation. PMI's Education Foundation is a separate entity in terms of a nonprofit organization being incorporated separately from PMI. And whereas project management is recognized as a professional competency by PMI, and their efforts are towards creating more professional competency through certifications and research, et cetera, the Education Foundation says that project management is a societal skill as well, and so that there should be a beneficial organization helping to create a better society. And in the goals for the Education Foundation is focused on 3 different areas. One is creating a better prepared workforce for the future. 2 is creating a better prepared society for future success. And number 3 is creating a better prepared response in times of need. And let me talk about those just sort of one at a time.
Please.
Okay. Creating a better prepared workforce for the future really addresses the educational environment at the university level. So we're talking about grants and scholarships for people who are pursuing a career in project management through the universities. And there's a fairly broad program of funding those, and a number of companies have participated, have made contributions, and a number of individuals have made contributions as well there. The second one, creating a better prepared society for future success, is my particular passion, and that's addressing the primary and secondary educational levels and creating programs in our schools that enable people to learn project management and learn to manage projects with teams of people so that they are experienced and prepared in project management when they graduate high school.
Now, how has Cadence been involved in this?
Well, one of the things we did was make an in-kind gift of $100,000 to educate, to run actually educators and administrators in secondary and primary education through our project management training courses. So we've had a number of people go through. It's approaching 50 now. We're looking at another 60 people this year, and these are people that come through and then go back and set up education programs in their schools for project management. They set up curriculums and preparation for people. That's just something we've done. For example, other areas that are contributing, the Northern Italy chapter has put together a beautiful course in project management for primary education. And it just looks and feels and runs like something that grade school kids love. You know, it's not like adult education. And it's just very, very effectively done. That's being translated into multiple languages around the world.
That's wonderful.
But in this one, I'm going to talk a little longer on this one because it is my passion, Pete. Right. One of the tenets of education for the future is that the 3 R's are necessary, but they're not all there is. And we've got to go to the 4 C's. The 4 C's are communication skills. how many of our people come out of schools, and we want them to come out of secondary education with great communication skills. They need critical thinking and problem solving. More and more of our society is oriented towards thinking clearly and solving problems, and all sorts of things are thrown our way. And people who are not critical thinkers can be easily swayed. So how do you examine the evidence that is being put in front of you, particularly in a problem-solving situation? How do you assess the problem, its impact on what you're trying to do? How do you come up with alternatives? How do you select from those alternatives? Those are all skills which are so very important in today's environment, and I would say more important than before. As global communication shrinks our globe, we've got to understand, we've got to be able to articulate and get along with other people better than we have ever before. And then creativity. Talk about national competitive advantage. That's one of the things that America has been known for. I take a global view, but I'm also a citizen of my country. And our creativity, our ability to innovate is our future. And so people need to begin earlier in their careers, in public education, learning the skills of creativity and innovation, the kind of thinking that takes place in a creative situation. And then finally, collaboration, working in teams. So much of our traditional education has been oriented towards individual achievement. And collaborating, for example, is called cheating. And we need to learn how to get good answers faster, get major things done through collaboration with others. And there is that skill set called teaming that people can study and learn and practice and get better and better at. I don't know if you've ever had this experience, Pete, but have you ever had a session facilitated by somebody who really knew how to do it?
Well, I like to think I have, John.
Well, you finish that and you say, I wish more of the meetings I attended were run this way.
Absolutely.
And I really have to praise my fellow Board of Directors members. They are so good at running our meetings. I've been impressed every time on how they cover the topics and finish on time as well. So I'm going to school with them.
Well, that's modeling behavior, right? And what better place to
do
practice those skills?
Now, I haven't talked about the third goal and thrust, Pete, and that is preparing a better prepared response in times of need. And so in disaster recovery, PMI has created a methodology for the recovery from a disaster, and the Education Foundation is focused towards getting NGOs, non-governmental organizations, knowledgeable in that methodology for recoveries, as well as enabling project management professionals to understand that methodology as well, so that those professionals and the NGOs can work together in a disaster recovery situation.
What a great initiative.
Yeah. So that, in short, is what the Education Foundation is about. We are recently reestablished, very much in growth and expansion mode, and I'm really looking forward to the activity and increasing the awareness of the foundation globally, and in increasing the contributions through people who are interested around the world.
Well, congratulations to you for service on the Education Foundation. I know I can say with my own experience working with the team over the last year on behalf of Cadence, they are really, as you say, top-notch professionals and really contributing to the field in a really substantive way. So it is fantastic. I would like to share something with you as we close here. Mm-hmm. This episode of Ask Cadence marks our 100th episode.
Well, what a fitting way to celebrate it, Pete, than the topic of giving back.
I thought so.
We've all benefited, and I was able to talk about something that I don't always talk about, which is a great passion.
Absolutely. as is this podcast for us. And so I would like to thank everybody who has been listening to the show these last 100 episodes. As we found our legs early on, I hope that people have really found that the insights that we have been sharing have benefited their project management efforts professionally. And thanks so much for participation and dedication to this show.
Thanks so much to our listeners. We wouldn't have this show if we didn't have subscribers listening to it.
Absolutely right. So, on behalf of John Patton and all of the other folks who have come in and out of the round table here who have participated in the show, my name is Pete Wright. Thanks so much for listening, and we will be right back with you next week with another episode of Ask Cadence, the Project Management Podcast.